Now let's continue looking at the data types. The data available can be classified broadly into two types: qualitative data that contains categorical variables, on the other side quantitative data that contains numerical variables. The qualitative data may further be classified into nominal data and ordinal data. The other side, quantitative data may further be divided into discrete data and continuous data. The continuous data may further be divided into interval and ratio type of data. Let's see what these mean. So this talks of same thing but added with a little extra information. So qualitative data may be nominal, ordinal, or can be binary. Nominal is the one variables with no inherent order or ranking sequence. So there is nothing like order, rank, which comes first, which comes next, nothing like that. So example may be gender, so male, female. So there is nothing like male comes first or female comes first. But on the other side, we have ordinal qualitative data where there is data is qualitative, but still it is ordered. Ordered in sense, it can be performance. So yeah, performance of any maybe race, maybe examination. So there are winners, number 1, 2, 3, or first rank, second rank, third rank. The one who reaches the goal earliest is the winner, the so-called number 1. The one who reaches second is called number 2. The one who reaches third will get the third prize. So it's fixed. The earliest wins the gold medal, second one wins the silver, and third one gets the bronze. In no chance the things can be changed. Or if you say ranks, then the highest scorer will be first rank, second highest scorer will be second rank, third highest scorer will be third rank, and so on. In the same way, you can think of a binary, so it is pass, fail, yes, no, on that way. On the other side, quantitative. So it is measurable. So there is numeric data. So can be of two types, discrete. So it's also known as attribute data. So the discrete data is the information that can be categorized into a classification. Discrete data is based on counts. Finite number of values are possible, and the values cannot be subdivided meaningfully. That is, number of parts damaged in the shipment. Yes, it can be 1 damaged, 2 damaged. We cannot say that 1.35 number of items got damaged. No, it is not possible. So that's a discrete one. So there is always in terms of counts, it's always in terms of integers. On the other side, continuous, so is the one whose measurement is a continuum or scale. So data can have any numeric value, and that can be further divided, subdivided into finer and finer increments. Example may be length or the distance. So when you say distance, so distance between two cities or distance between 2 points, you can talk in terms of kilometers, but kilometer always is not exactly measurable. So some meters will be left then talk in terms of meters, then definitely the 2 points will not be exactly in measurable in meters. So then you need to talk about centimeters. Centimeters may not be fully useful, then millimeters, micrometers, nanometers. So that way there is no end for it. So if you keep on talking about accuracy and all, so there is no end for it. So we have to somewhere get satisfied that so much of accuracy is sufficient for our work and all that. But otherwise, it's infinite size is possible. So when you talk about continuous domain data. Other way of talking, a variable can be categorical, that's a qualitative, or can be numerical, that is quantitative. Categorical is nominal. If it is unordered, categories which are mutually exclusive. Yes, very most important is mutual exclusion. So a person can be either a male or a female, cannot be both. Ordinal is again ordered. There are categories again which are mutually exclusive. So a person can be first rank or the second rank or the third rank, but cannot be more than one rank. So that's mutually exclusive, ordered. That's one gets highest score is first order, one gets second is second order. Under nominal, we can talk about uh, postal index, pin code. So if there are two pin codes, one code is talking about one area, other code talks about other area. And if you look them, it appears like numerical numbers, but you can't compare them. You can't just say that one number is bigger than another number, therefore this area is bigger than other area. No, that's nothing. It's totally illogical to compare this pin code as a numerical value. On the same way, in that same sense, you can talk about phone number. So you can compare two phone numbers, say that one phone number is bigger than another number. So they are just categories. It's just one phone is given a code by a numeric number. That doesn't mean that it is a numerical value, and you can't use it for adding, multiplying, dividing, anything, nothing doing. So it's just useful for that. Coming to the numerical type, then there is a discrete, there's a whole number value. So typically counts, number of people visited and all such things. Whereas continuous is one which can take any value within a given range. Yeah, the other way you can continue talking. So this uh, continuous now we can extend to another two groups. Either it can be interval or ratio. So interval, this when you say both of them, the continuous data is part of quantitative. That means it is measurable. Second thing is it is ordered. That means the one which is having a smaller value is definitely less than one having a larger value. So like example maybe length, temperature and all that. So these are continuous values. So one value, if it is say 40 degrees centigrade and the other value is 45 degrees centigrade, then we can definitely say that 40 degrees centigrade is less than 45 degrees centigrade. But such a thing is not possible in nominal, though it looks like a numeric number, but it is not possible. So when it comes to intervals, yes, it is measurable, then there is order, and we don't have any concept of zero in this. Zero has no meaning in interval. That means you can have a negative value, positive value. Both are allowed. So temperature can be plus 40 degree or minus 18 degrees centigrade. So both have meaning, but at the same time, uh, addition and subtraction are allowed in this. So you can, another example of interval is time. So there is a time like 2 p.m., there is time like 1 p.m. So 2 p.m. is 1 hour ahead of 1 p.m. and 1 p.m. is 1 hour behind of 2 p.m. But in no case you can say that 2 p.m. is 2 times 1 p.m. No, that's not possible. So in case of intervals, this multiplication, divisions and all are not allowed. Whereas in ratio, everything is same like interval. It is measurable, it is ordered, and there is a sense of zero. That means what you mean is multiplication, division are possible. So if you are standing at the same point and you are trying to measure distance from that point, the distance is zero as you keep moving. So if you move 10 kilometers in one direction, then the distance from the point where you started is 10 kilometer. Then from there, if you move another 10 kilometer, then from the first point, it has become 10 plus 10, 20 kilometer away you are. That means these additions, subtractions have meaning. If you come back 5 kilometer, then earlier you were 20 kilometers away, now you are 15 kilometer away. On the other side, so first time you have traveled 10 kilometers, then you travel another 10 kilometer, then you can say that the second distance is double the first distance. Yeah, this half, double, all ratios and all are possible in distances, but not possible in time. 2 p.m. cannot be said 2 times 1 p.m. But yes, 2 kilometer can be said as 2 times 1 kilometer. So that's the basic difference between interval and ratio. Interval, temperature, time, and all that are the examples. And ratio is height, weight, length. All these are the one which are measurable and have sense of zero. So there's nothing like negative. So if point A to point B distance is 100 kilometer, then it doesn't mean that from point B to point A it is minus 100 kilometer. So it is again 100 kilometer only. So there is nothing like negative value. But in interval there is negative value possible, but in ratio no negative is possible. So that's how we can talk about these types of measurements. Yeah, this is a categorical. So the color is nominal data. So you can say whether it is red or blue or green or yellow and all that. And if as a lazy person, if you are going to write down these colors, color of choice for multiple times, then writing orange again may be a difficult issue. So we can give a code. So we can say red is equal. Instead of red, we can write 1. Instead of blue, we can write 2. Instead of yellow, we can write 3 and so on. But it doesn't mean that red is half the value of blue or red is less than blue. Nothing to do. It's just a code. It's just a mapping between the number and the color type. Whereas in the quantitative, uh, there is difference. So characteristics of nominal data, it is usually alphabetical. Qualitative data property is there. Inclusiveness of mean, you can talk of mean. There is no order, cannot be quantifiable, and there is conclusive mode. So mean is there. Mean is not conclusive. You can't find mean of that. So you can say number of male, number of female, yes, that is countable. But just male and female, you can't find mean of male, mean of female and all that. But yes, mode you can find. Mean is not possible. Median, of course, out of question because there is no order. When you talk about median, then you have to arrange them in order and then pick the central element. So there is no order, therefore there's nothing like median. Mean is inconclusive, mode is conclusive. When it comes to ordinal data, then it is still you are talking about quality. So example shown here is hot, hotter, hottest. So it just gives an idea that what are you trying to say. Hot means a little chilly, hotter is a little heavier, hottest means just intolerable and all that. So there is order. So there is order, but still you can't tell that in terms of numbers. You can't just tell how hot the chili is by telling this it is 2.4 or 28 or nothing like that. You can only describe as a experience. So in words you can describe, it cannot be put in numerical. Yeah, that's a difference we discussed between the interval and ratio. So interval is something to do with what you call is let me put that so we can say that 2 p.m. you cannot say 2 times 1 p.m. So that's what is the interval scale is. But yes, 2 kg is of course 2 times 1 kg. So this has a meaning. So 0 kg has a meaning, but 0 in the interval scale has no meaning. 0 kg has a meaning. So that's a difference we can talk of. So major difference, both interval scale, ratio scale, first thing they are measurable. Second thing, they are ordered. Yes, there is 1 p.m. comes before 2 p.m. 1 kg comes before 2 kg. Yes, there is order. But this there is no concept of zero in the interval, which means that you can't just talk about multiplication and all. But yes, plus and minus operations are allowed. That you can say that 1 hour after 1 p.m. is 2 p.m. That is 1 p.m. plus 1 hour is 2 p.m. 1 hour before 2 p.m. is 1 p.m. That means 2 p.m. minus 1 hour is 1 p.m. So yes, plus minus are allowed in this. Here also they are allowed, and along with that multiplication division are also allowed. So if distance is known to be 10 kilometers, then half the distance we can say that it is 5 kilometers. But if the temperature is 40 degrees centigrade, then you cannot say that half the temperature is 20 degrees. It doesn't make any sense. You can just divide it by 2 and say 20 degrees centigrade, but there is no comparison between. You can't add 220 degrees centigrades and say that it has become 40 degrees centigrade, nothing like that. So you can't use two rooms and say that room 1 has got 20 degree, room 2 has got 20 degrees centigrade. So opening the wall between the two rooms, the temperature will become 40 degrees and nothing like that. That's all nonsense argument. So that's what we are trying to infer in interval scale. But yes, in ratio scale, so there is one bag which is having 1 kg, and there is another bag which is having another kg. You add them, so it becomes 2 kg. Yeah, that is possible if there is a concept of zero. That's a ratio scale. So the characteristics for interval and ratio data can be converted into ordinal data. Yeah, that's a thing that interval and ratio data can be converted into ordinal data because they are ordered. But under no condition, ordinal data can be converted into continuous data. No way. And the interval data and ratio data can be described as mean or median, mode, all are possible, but it's not possible with the other one, which is qualitative data. The difference between interval ratio scales comes from their ability to dip below zero. So the same thing we are talking in different versions. Interval scale holds no true zero and can represent values below zero. That is, you can have a 10 degree below zero, which we call minus 10 degrees centigrade, but nothing like that. You can't say that a person's weight is 10 kg below zero. So you can't say that a person is going to weigh minus 10 kg unless until he goes into some other world on some other planet whose gravity may be less than that. Then your the scale used to measure the weight, the same scale which is used to measure weight on the earth, if it is taken there, it may show minus 10, but of course it has no meaning. Okay, so that's overall. Finally, let's close this with this particular thing and saying that scales nominal splits data into groups, men, women, and all that. Ordinal ranks data into some order, and interval, a continuum it is, and ratio, yeah, it starts with absolute zero and indicates some proportion. Looking at what all operations possible, so equality, nominal, yes, you can say that this color is red, this color is red, yes, you can equate. Equality is possible in ordinal, this person is first rank, this person is also first rank, okay, you can compare that equality. Intervals, you can compare. Ratio, you can compare. Order, there is nothing like order in nominal, but in other three cases, order is there. First rank, second rank, third rank is there. So in the interval case, the one having higher temperature, medium temperature, lower temperature, yes, there is order. Uh, longer distance, shorter distance, medium distance, yeah, there is order. Interval and ratios, we can add and subtract, but multiplication division is possible only with the ratio. Mode can be calculated for all four types of things. Median only for ordinal, interval, and ratio, because for finding median, we need to put them in order and pick the central one, and nominal data don't have any order, therefore you can't find. And about arithmetic mean, it is possible for interval as well as ratio type of continuous data, but geometric mean is possible only for ratio. So that's it. These are the various types of four types of basic data types we can think of, and that's what various operations are possible. So these are going to be very much useful when we are dealing with the data and their data types and all that. So continue watching.